Hi everybody, welcome to day one of the daily December art challenge here on Planning with John. I'm going to try and document as much of what I do, and I'm real excited that you're here, and I hope you join in, and we're gonna do day one. The first thing we're gonna need is the art prompts. I have them posted on Instagram, and I have printed for myself a copy on sticker paper, but I also have, I think I have them in here, we'll see. The first thing you need is a notebook of some sort that you're going to, let me get my supplies out of the way, a notebook that you're going to use for this. I'm going to be using a passport insert, and I've got it right in here. Yeah, they're in here. If you've watched my previous video, it is on how I made this insert. I will link that down below, and I'll create a playlist for this. So this is my my daily December art challenge for Planning with John, and we're gonna put like something here to commemorate that, to make note of it. But I printed some stickers on sticker paper. These are my Instagram posts. This was in my stories, which I'll keep running throughout the month, and this is actual on my page. But I made this insert of mixed media paper, and what I want to do is, it might be a little bit too big, but I want to put this in the front of my insert. We're going to put this in the very front. And I printed on sticker paper, so that way I don't have to worry about glue or adhesive or anything like that. And we're going to try and just center it as much as possible. There we go. So there is my list. And I think I did this on sticker paper that would remove a little bit. Yeah, I did. I want to move it a little bit more in the center of the page. So yeah, that looks better. There we go. And this one, we'll find a place to put this, maybe towards the end. So if you look at our list, day one is a snowman. So we're going to open up to the first spread. And I've been drawing quite a few. And I've been drawing quite a few snowmen already this year. I have in my art journal some sketches that I have done. And when this is finished, I'll do a flip through. So I've got a page of snowmen here, and I've got a snowman here, and then I even got a snowman here. So we're gonna try and just, you know, do snowmen in that same vein. And I'm just gonna use pencil, eraser, maybe some watercolor and some colored pencils. So it's gonna be just a simple little snowman. Doesn't have to be anything incredibly fancy. We're just having fun and trying to do something creative each day. So we're gonna put a circle for his head. I'm gonna put a curve for his nose. Let's see. We'll give him a toque. A toque is kind of like a Canadian word for like a toboggan hat, if that makes sense. We'll put a scarf on him. And this is just going to be a simple snowman. Sorry, the dehumidifier decided to start up. Now, we've got just a basic snowman, just to kind of help hold this closed. There. Because it's kind of a thick insert because I used thick paper. I'm going to erase some of these lines in here. And in here, just so you can... Now, we'll kind of make it a sporty hat. That's going to have this fun pattern on it. We'll give him a couple of arms and a couple of belly buttons. Let's do another snowman over here, or let's do a couple of smaller ones like they're in the background. So we've got a round head. This one's going to be a fancy. Just drawing a couple of snowmen to make that a little bit smaller of a hat. Okay, there, we've got some fun snowmen. Let me just erase a little bit of that. And this toque will have some fun stripes too. Now, what we're going to use is I want to pull out my Viviva watercolor sheets. And one of my aqua brushes, this one, which I need to go fill with water. I'll be right back. I have an Arteza water brush or aqua brush. You can use whatever you have. If you have just a regular brush and water or regular watercolors, I'm going to use these because I never use them. And so it gives me a reason to use them. So you see we got a little cluster of snowmen. We've got 4, and let's start with this big guy right here. I want to make his scarf and hat green. So, for those of you that haven't seen these before, and I've got my paper towel, or if you have like a cloth towel, you can use that. I just happen to have this. I was using this with some Kuretake today. Okay. These are just watercolor sheets, and they've got watercolor on these squares, and you use water on a brush to get it to come up. And we're gonna go with this pretty green right here, sap green. And they're not like a true watercolor. They're like a pigment. And once they dry, it's not movable, so it's semi-permanent. So either add a lot of water or work fast. So let's start with the hat. And I picked up a lot of pigment. And they will dry. But see how they will dry darker. Okay. There's that. And we're going to go over this with colored pencils as well to do some fine detailing that we can't do with this aqua brush and these paints. And I'm glad I chose white paper because then I don't have to worry about using acrylics or anything like that to color the snowman. Use whatever paper you want. Use whatever watercolors, art supplies, pens, pencils. There is no right, there is no wrong. There's just you doing what you want to do. And this is a mixed media paper, so it's not like meant for a ton of water. Like it will hold water. This is about as thick as the Archer and Olive and your nice bullet journal. So really it's like a card stock, you could say. Okay. So there's the green. We'll leave that for now. Let's see. Something we should also do while we're here is his nose. The color in here that works best for their noses is this one down here called Flesh. I know it looks like it's more than, it looks like it's like a red of sorts, but when you water it down, it looks like the perfect color for a carrot. See that? And let's do the others while we're here. See? You might be able to hear it sounds like the police are having a busy day. Guess when you live downtown, close to the police station and the prison. That happens. Okay, so we got our noses. Now, let's see. This guy, his hat, let's make it, let's do a purple. Wouldn't that be nice? Should we do it violet? Yeah, let's do a violet. I love using these because since I'm doing something so small, it doesn't take a lot of water. And since I'm not using a lot of water, it doesn't take that long to dry. And let's kind of fix my doodle from earlier with the paint. And then we'll go over these with some colored pencils to do some fine details. Kind of round that out. See? Pretty purple. My tendinitis is acting up. Let's do red for this little guy back here. And you can make snow women, snowmen, snow person, whatever you want to call them. Go for it. I said snowman just because I'm thinking of Frosty from my childhood days. We're going to use this crimson because it's a really pretty red. We're just gonna do the basics. And remember, we're gonna go over this with some colored pencils. And we'll do the hat. I love drawing these little toques. They're so cute. There we go. Now, for this cute little guy with the top hat, we're gonna make his scarf and his hat black, but we're gonna put blue on this middle part right here. And I think the blue we're going to use is like a Viridian blue. I think that'll be a pretty blue. It's kind of like a true blue almost. Just for the middle portion of his hat. I'm gonna turn this around so I can better see, like a nice true blue. There we go. And then we're gonna do his scarf and his hat, black. And there's a black down here called slate. This is the finest point for the aqua brush, but I've had this for years and used it a lot, so it's a little on the worn out overused side. There we go. Tiny little snowmen. And if you have to turn your paper, that's fine. Okay, and that's all we're gonna do with the watercolor. See, it didn't really use that much. My brush is still like completely full. And this is dry. We'll just pop it away with my aqua brushes. Now, you can use any colored pencil you have. If you have Arteza, if you have Prisma, if you have Derwent, if you have Crayola even, use what you have. This is what I have out because I was doing some stuff with them for another project, and we're gonna use these because they're great, great pencils. But use what you have. And this is the 24 set, which I've had for quite some time. And you can see they're well used. And I'm gonna get out a pencil sharpener. There's lots of different types of pencil sharpeners you can use. I have a drawer here of pencil sharpeners and a couple of erasers that are good on colored pencils. But I've got Faber-Castell, I got the Tagal, Prisma, Coom, Blackwing, Stadler. I don't know, I got it at Target for like $1. This is the UB from a few years ago. I actually have 2 of these. I'm gonna use one of those. Here's one that's completely full, so we'll get another one. The reason I have 2 of these is when I bought them from Amazon, it was buy 2 for the price of 1. So I have 2, one that I usually take with me on the go and one that stays at home. So this guy we did first, so you can see he is dry. The color green I'm going to use over that is this green here, and it's called Basil. And I'm going to sharpen the tip. I think I have a Derwent pencil sharpener somewhere too. The Derwent are really soft pencils, and sometimes that pencil sharpener works better. There, so we got a nice point. It's not the finest point, but it's a nice point. And I'm just going to take this clip off. Did I get pink? Yeah, I got pink on me. That's why there's pink there. That magenta is just... So I'm just gonna outline the scarf. And where I went over with the pencil, I'm going to darken it with the colored pencil. See how pretty that looks? Just give it some nice detail. And then the fringe on the bottom. We're going to do the same thing with the hat. I'll try to make sure my hand is out of the way as much as possible. We're going to do the bottom, do the top of the toque, do like a little poof ball because they're cute. Here are the... Good. Now, it's the last we need of the green. We'll put the green away. Let's go down to this purple. We got a couple of different colors of purple. We have a lilac and we have a violet. And I think the violet will be one that works well with the color of purple that we laid down with the little Viviva colors. So let's, oh no. And they're very soft, just like the Prismacolors. They're very soft, so that's bound to happen. There we go. Let's do a little poof ball. And you can draw your toques, your hats, any way you want. I just thought these looked really nice and cartoony. And if you want to make it look like it is a hand knit or a stitched cap on this top part right here, you can do little V's, and on this top part you can do little V's, and what that'll do is it will kind of make it look like there's little stitches. So we're gonna do the purple. This purple is so light. Let's see. I'm just gonna make the point nice and pointy. So we're gonna do little V's. There we go. Now, we're gonna need a dark blue. That one's called Denim. We're gonna need a black. And we're gonna need a red. So I grabbed actually no, not a red. We're gonna need a brown to work on these guys here. So, and notice we didn't give this one a scarf, and that's okay. You don't have to give them a scarf. Let's see. Let's do this guy first. I'm gonna color that blue just to make it a little darker because it dried a little lighter than I wanted. Now, we're gonna take this black, and I'm just trying to make sure that the points are nice and pointed to make it a little bit easier for what I want to do. Because I want to do outlining, but I don't want to do it with a marker. Here we go. Now, what we can also do is the eyes and the mouths of the ones that are finished with this pencil. Maybe even the little kohl buttons. There's that. Let's do this guy's face while we have it out. Someone keeps messaging me. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the outlining in this brown called Raisin. It's like a, kind of reminds me of like a burnt umbery sort of color. And same thing with the hat. Do the little tooky took. And if you want to, you can draw those lines, since this is a fun color. We're just kind of doing that. Then we have our little fringe. We'll do a couple in this brown. And then we'll get a red. We'll get a scarlet red, just to add a few more. And the last thing I want to do is go over his hands, which are twigs, this one. Let's put some and there we go. That is our day one, which something I'm going to do is I'm going to use a date stamp to mark every day. So that way we have a good mark so we can remember what day it is. We'll do it down here. There we go. It says December 1st. And if you want, you can use a colored pencil for this. You can use a marker. You can use a pen. You can use a pencil. I'm going to do it with a pencil first. So this is day one, and day one is Snowman. There we go. And if you want to, you can go over that in a fun colored pencil or in a marker or in whatever you want. And I'm going to leave it like that for right now. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed day one, Snowman. See you tomorrow.